welcome to a Mr. Salmon Says video. Thanks to the fact that my motorcycle was at the mechanics, I recently had the chance to reflect upon some of my educational experiences with digital media during an uncomfortably long train ride into the city. Also, focused introspection seemed like an appropriate way to drown out the bad Australian rap playing at full volume from the phone nearby. You know, the one that belongs to that person who insists on rapping along yet can't keep time. Thus, I began thinking about my recent classroom experiences, and just how often I'd seen students engaging with digital media. Where I work, every student works on their laptop, and most teachers will also allow students to use their phones to take notes, collaborate with one another, and create content. Whether they use their phones to communicate via social media, to make cat films, to investigate on the internet, or to just take photographs, digital media has become an integral part of the classroom, and it is an obviously beneficial tool for students. Similarly, teachers now consider digital media forms imperative when it comes to engaging students and creating effective lessons. But what about the risks, I hear you ask? What about the misinformation that is so readily available from thoroughly unreliable sources? What about those ubiquitous articles that come in list format and are rarely accurate or in any way useful for a developing mind? On the list of unhealthy foods that are actually good for you, for example, bananas is number 1. Now, I'm not sure who was ever under the impression that bananas were bad for you, but that person probably hadn't been provided with the tools to be discerning. Indeed, the key to ensuring that digital media doesn't have damaging outcomes for students is to ensure that they are thinking critically. According to Robert Nelson, teaching students to think critically in a digital world is teaching them to doubt. It is teaching them to interrogate their own conclusions, biases, and assumptions. It is also teaching them that correlation does not equal causation. Essentially, he asks that people recognize the fact that what is and isn't considered good is not universally agreed upon. That is, what is good somewhere may be considered bad somewhere else. However, while Nelson fully endorses doubt, he consciously makes an effort to delineate skepticism as being something quite different. Skepticism is, instead, quite similar to the problematic nature of unquestioning belief in its immediacy. Only the immediacy in this instance is the desire to dismiss rather than to accept. Furthermore, Potter and McDougall posit that digital media is an integral part of becoming literate in the modern world. They say that literacy is multimodal and dynamic, necessary for lifelong learning, a fundamental force for good, and a basic human right. They also argue that digital media provides the opportunity to harness a third space, a space between home and school, and between learner and expert, that would allow students and teachers to be both co-teachers and co-learners. And if there is one thing that I believe to be important in education, it's letting students know that teachers don't always have all of the answers, but are always willing to help find them. So, while Park agrees that digital media can expand the potential of effective learning both in and out of the classroom, she also warns that digital devices can be a cause of distraction that diverts students, allowing them to stray from the main task. Her solution to this, then, is to actually allow more engagement with digital media, as the multitasking skills necessary to engage with both teachers and devices simultaneously is a learnt skill, and far more common in younger generations than the old. Anecdotally, I can confirm that digital media has improved my learning experiences. Specifically, it is what enables me to comprehend my university readings. With the advanced scholarly vocabulary that's often used in articles and essays, I find myself opening new tabs to search for word definitions every few sentences. Definitions for words that rarely appear in everyday conversations, such as impecunious, autochthony, occident, agglomeration, etiolated, axiomatic, and that's just to name a few. And if you, too, didn't understand any or all of these words, it's as simple as jumping online and educating yourself.